Alright, let's go in with the first question. If you all have any questions, you can put it on the WhatsApp group. I can leave it on the tab, this thing and show you, like explain you all. Alright, I uploaded the paper also beforehand. Okay, let's go with the first question. You all can unmute and ask any question during the session. Alright, so how do you do this question? It's about integration. So you know that if you have, there's someone joining up. If you have any, okay. So how do you do this question? So what you do is, when you have a integration question like this, it's 10 to the power x, you add 1 to the power. So 4 plus 1 becomes what? 5 divided by 5 minus, what do you do here? So before integrating, you need to do first of all, make it linearize. So how do you linearize this? 10x to the power 4 minus 3 over 2 x to the power minus 3 minus 7. So after linearizing, what you can do is integrate it. So I hope you can remember what's integration. So if you have x to the power n, when you integrate, it becomes n x to the power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1 plus c. So that's the basic of integration. So let's apply that rule here. So 10 x to the power 4 plus 1 is how much? 5 divided by 5 is the first term's answer. So next, minus 3 over 2 x to the power what? Minus 3 plus 1. You can unmute and answer anyone. None of you all tried the paper. So what's 3 minus 3 plus 1? Minus 2 divided by minus 2 minus 7. What happens to the x here? So here you have x to the power 0. So 0 plus 1 is going to be what? 1 divided by 1. If you want, you can put plus c. Then of course you need to simplify this answer further. So how do you simplify? How do you simplify it? So you know you can use calc 1 and this becomes 2. So 2x to the power 5. So what's minus 3 over 2 divided by minus 1? Anyone can unmute and answer. What? That's the answer. Plus 3 over 4 x to the power minus 2 minus 7x plus c. Hope you understood how to do the question. If anyone has questions, you can ask about integration. Does anyone have questions? Any part which is not clear about integration? Do you have any questions?
I know.
Okay. So I'll move on to the next question, the second part of it. Okay. So I hope everyone is clear with the integration question. So let's move on to the second. So given that m equals 2 to the power n, express each of the following in the simplest form in terms of m. So 2n plus 1, 2n plus 3 and 16, 3 to the power 16 to the power 3n. So how do you do this question? Anyone knows how to do? So since they have given m is equal to 2 to the power n, so m is equal to 2 to the power n, this term can be written how? So you can break it and write as what? 2 to the power n into 2 to the power 3. Did you understand or not? So here can you see it's 2 to the power n plus 3. So you know when you write two bases like this, When bases are same, you can add the powers. So I just split those two into two things. So now, can you see 2 to the power n can be written as what? M, right? So m into 8. How did 8 come? 2 to the power 3 is 8. So it's going to be 8m. Any doubts? Anyone not understanding how to get 8m for the A part answer? Any doubts you have? Nidusha, you have any doubts? Namil, any doubts?
No, no.
No, sir.
Alright. So let's go with the B part then. So how do you do this? So here 16, you know that you can write it as 2 to the power 3, right? No. 2 to the power 3 is 8, no? 2 to the power 4 is 16. So I can write this as 2 to the power 4 and write the 3n here. Is that correct? Okay. Or else someone might say me, you can write this as what? 16 to the power 3, then 16 to the power n and 3 outside. That's also correct, not wrong. So then you can split this 16 as what? 2 to the power 4 and you have n and 3. So which becomes 2 to the power 12n. That's also one method you can go with. Or else, what can you do? You can straight away write this 16 as 2 to the power 4 and 3n as a power. Then you straight away get 12n. Now how do you represent this question answer in terms of n? How do you represent this answer in terms of n? So I can break this again. 2 to the power n and 12 here. So what is it? M to the power 12. Any doubts with that part?
No, sir.
Okay. Anyone has doubts? How to write in terms of m? Nilusha, you are silent, right? You can ask any question you want if it's not clear for you.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. And Vivek, you also can ask. You can ask any question you have. I mean, if it's not clear for you, you can ask. I'll explain once again. Okay. There's one more kid trying to join. Okay. So let's go with the next. Let's go with the next question. Okay. So next is gonna be part 2. How do you do the B part? Last part 2 of the same question. So in order to go into the part 2, what you have to do is, in this question you must show all the stages of your answer. Solution relying on the calculate technology are not accepted. Solve it. So how do you now do? So in this, what you can do is, you have to subject X, right? In order to solve it, you have to subject X. No? So how can you subject? So you can take the X terms to one side. So I'll take the X to this side. X root 3 minus X is equal to root 3 plus 3. If there's any lags, you let me know. Okay. So from here, I can take the X term out. So I'm going to factorize it out. So root 3 minus 1 is equal to root 3 plus 3. So then I can divide it by root 3 minus 1, root 3 minus 1. Okay. So after that, how do you do such questions? So how do you do? So now I know x is equal to root 3 plus 3 divided by root 3 minus 1. Now you should know how to rationalize this number. So I am going to multiply it by what? During your O levels also you learn, fellows who did Edexcel. What's it? Root 3 plus 1 divided by root 3 plus 1. Okay. Is anyone having doubts why it's root 3 plus 1? No, right? But I'll just show you a shortcut also. If you type this in the calc, you straight away get the answer. But you have to do the working to show it. Alright, so what's going to be root 3 into root 3? It's 3. Root 3 into this plus 1 root 3. 3 into this plus 3 root 3. And 3 into 1 is plus 3. Divided by root 3 into root 3, it's 3. Root 3 into plus 1, 1 root 3. And root 3 into minus 1, it's minus root 3, which get cancelled. Plus root 3 minus root 3 and minus 1. So these two get cancelled off. Okay. So then what do you remain with? 3 and 3, it's 6. 6 plus 4 root 3 divided by 2. Okay, so you can simplify this off. You can take the 2 out. If you take the 2 out, 3 plus 2 root 3 divided by 2. So 2 and 2 cancels off. So what's the final answer you get? 3 plus
3 plus
2
2.
root. Okay, any doubts? If it's not clear, you can ask. Any doubts? Any doubts here there? If it's not clear, you can ask any question. You can unmute and ask. Because this is an interactive session. If anyone's doubts will be discussed. So don't worry. Don't be shy also. Okay. So shall I go into the next question? Hope the question is clear for everyone. Okay. Alright. Let's go into the next. So question number 3. So in question number 3, figure 1 shows a sketch of the curve with the equation y equals fx. The curve passes through minus 1, 0, 0, 2 and touches the axis at the 3 and 0. Is it clear in your screen, the
Yes, sir.
diagram? You can
Oh,
see
yes,
the
it's clear.
question clearly. Okay, I
Yes, sir.
hope so. Okay, so how do you do this question? Suggestions. Question number 1. So they are asking to translate it in this manner. Fellows who did recently can remember, no? Well, fx plus 3. How do you do? Anyone?
So that means it is in this plus, that means it will get shifted to the
Right
left
or
side
left?
by 3
It goes
left.
to the left side by minus 3. So I'll just sketch on this plane, this thing itself, so it's clear for you. So minus 1 will become what? 3 steps made again. What's it? Minus 1 will become what?
Minus 4.
Minus 1, minus 1, minus 3, minus 4. Okay. 3 will become what?
0.
Yes, 0. So how will your graph go then? Like this. And is that so? Height doesn't change, so you have to come to the same height as this, right? Because if you don't have the same height here, it's wrong. It should be the same height. So this 0 actually became what? Minus 3 and 2. This place is actually minus 3 and 2. Okay, any doubts? You have any doubts? If it's not clear, ask.
Okay, sir.
No doubts? So if I explain you in the easiest possible way, so if I drive a line on top of this line itself and take this, okay, they will select the entire thing. Okay, you can't do that. So if I draw on top of this exact thing and translate it 3 steps to the, they don't allow to. Okay, they are allowed. So if I translate this by plus 3 means it will go 3 steps to this side. So this is actually the graph. Okay, hope it's clear for everyone. Okay, so let's go into the next question. So if it is fx minus 3, how are you gonna do it? Any suggestions how to do when it's fx minus 3?
Sir, we multiply all the x values by the reciprocal of that number.
We multiply all the x values by the reciprocal. So y will be constant actually if you do that. Yes, yeah, that's the correct way. So how are the coordinates gonna be then? How is the coordinates gonna be? Gamita, can you explain? So here you are gonna divide all x values by minus 3 because you have minus 3 right here, right? So you're gonna divide all x values by minus 3. So if I divide 3 by minus 3, what I gonna get? So I'm gonna sketch a graph here. So same here the coordinates. What's gonna happen to this minus 1? So minus 1 will be divided by minus 3. So it's gonna be plus 1 over 3. Plus 1 over 3 අපි කියමු මෙතන කිය 1 over 3. Okay? Alright. Then what's gonna happen to the 3? 3 gets divided by minus 3.
So it becomes minus 1.
Exactly. So it becomes minus 1. So how is your graph gonna go there?
Then I found the owner also in the shop.
So how do you draw this? Okay, think about these terms. Now when it's 0, you got 2. So 0 divided by doesn't change now. So 2 will be as it is, right? 0 divided by minus 3 was don't change it. So how are you gonna sketch the graph? Imagine the term right here was something like 4. If you divide 4 by minus 3, what do you get? Minus 0.75. It's gonna be somewhere here, right? So how is your graph gonna go there? It will come from which side and turn around? It will come from this end and go up and come down and cross this place. Is there any question you want to ask from me? So this is 1 over 3 comma 0, this is minus 1 comma 0, and this is 0 comma 2. Gamita, do you have doubts?
No, sir.
It's clear. So that's it. In every P1 paper you get one translation question. So you need to know how to draw the graphs and always mention the coordinates where they cut. Those carries marks. So 3 marks are actually for the graph and the coordinates. If you don't mention them correctly, you will lose marks for that. Okay, so any doubts, anyone? Nidush, any doubts? I can see you all. So you can talk.
No,
Alright. Let's go into the fourth question. So if you go to the fourth question, the curve C1 has an equation y equals x squared plus kx minus 9. So, and the curve C2 has an equation minus 3x squared minus 5x plus k. So how do you do this question? Any suggestions how to do?
Sir,
Yeah.
since both equations are equal to y, therefore both equations will be equal, right? So if you equal the two equations and then take the respective values to either side, you can get
Okay,
this,
yeah.
right?
Since it's y, you can equal each question to each side. So if I equal them, so as he suggests, we can equal these two. Yes, that's correct. So if I equal those two things, I'm gonna get x squared plus kx minus 9 is equal to minus 3x squared minus 5x plus k. So that's the question you get. So how do you solve this afterwards? How to solve? Are you gonna put quadratic formula? Oh, can you see they say it meets at a single point. These are called keywords. You can find, so when this part comes, it's a single root. So if it's a single root, you should know this equation equals 0. If you can remember that equation, you actually scored the 3 marks. So b squared minus 4ac is equal to 0 if it's one single root. So if it's one single root, b squared minus 4ac is equal to 0. Now how do you do from there onwards? So from there onwards, if you do, first thing is you have to solve this equation out. So if I solve this equation, I have to take the 3x to this side. So x squared, I'll just erase this part. So x squared plus 3x squared plus kx plus 5x minus 9 minus k is equal to 0. If there's anyone who doesn't understand what I'm trying to do, you can ask. So then these two becomes 4x squared plus k plus 5. I'm gonna put it in one term because it's x, right? Both has x terms now, so x plus 5x. I'm just gonna take the coefficients and put it in a bracket and write x afterwards. Minus 9 minus k equals 0. So right in here, so can you see this? I can take it as a, this guy b, and this entire part is c. Any doubts? So then what's the formula you are trying to use? What's the formula? Is there any checks? Okay. What's the formula to use? B squared minus 4ac. So if I use that formula, b squared minus 4ac, let's make it smaller. Okay, so b squared minus 4ac is equal to what? 4ac. So b square is going to be k plus 5 squared minus 4 times c is going to be minus 9 minus k equals 0. So how do you solve from there? How to solve from there? I can just simplify this. K squared plus 25k, the 10k. It's 10k, right? 10k plus 25. Don't ask me how I got those terms so fast. So k plus 5, you just write two brackets and expand, okay? That's the basic thing. You just expand this, and then this and this. So after that, you will get this term. Minus 4 times 4 is 16. So I'll just write this 2 times. After that, I'll have to expand. So can someone say me what do you get when you expand that? What do you get when you expand 16 times 16? So what do you get when you expand this part? Gamita, what do you get? K square plus 10k plus 25 minus into what is 16 times 9? So anyone can unmute and say what 16 times 9? What is 16 times 9? Unmute, you can tell.
144.
plus, yes, plus 144. Then next, it's going to be plus 16k equals 0, right? If there's a place where I make mistakes, say. All right, so it's going to be 16 times 9 plus 144 plus 16k equals 0. So afterwards, you can see these two terms I can add. So k squared plus what's 10k plus 16k? What's it gonna be? 26k plus what's 144 plus 25? Here. So now you scored the 3 marks they asked you. All right. So that gives you the 3 marks for the A part. We are done with the A part now. Any doubts with the A part, anyone? Nidusha? Clear?
Yes, sir.
If you have doubts, you can ask anything. Okay. So let's go with the B part. So what is B part asking? Where K is a constant, C1, C2 meets, and A part is done. Hence, find the coordinates of P. So how do you find the coordinates of P? How to find the coordinates of P?
So you simplify the equation.
Simplify.
K squared plus 26k
Okay.
minus 169.
After simplifying, how do you do? Yes, you can simplify it off. So let's try to simplify this. So can someone simplify and say me the answer? Yeah, first thing is you have to get the answer of the quadratic. What did you get when you simplify? What are the factors? You know the shortcuts how to do, no? It's one term, right? 13 times 13. Okay, so I'll just try explaining this part. So how you do is, so you can just take what? The two factors of 169. What is it? 13 and 13. Okay. So k squared plus 13x, because when you add the two, you get that answer, right? Okay. So when you add the two, you get that answer. So k squared plus 13k plus 13k plus 169 is equal to 0. So if I expand and explain, plus 13 plus 13, you take it out, k plus 13 equals 0. So k plus 13 and k plus 13 is equal to 0. Since it's one real root, you can just substitute one of the brackets because both brackets will give you the same answer. So k is what? Minus 30. Still, we are not done with the question. So it's just a part we did. So how do you do the rest then?
So you can choose one of the two equations, either C1 or C2, and put the K value in and find that.
So you can
All
just,
the
since you found the k value, what can you do? You can substitute the k in the equation formed from both of these, right? Because if P is a coordinate where both meets, right? So you can't substitute in one and get it. So we found the equation after equating the two things. So what was the equation? It's not the equation we formed after equaling it to b squared minus 4ac. Okay. So the equation in the A part is after equating that to b squared minus 4ac. So we have to go back and check that part. What is it? If you want, I can do it again. So what you just took from here after equaling both. So x squared plus kx minus 9 was equal to minus 3x squared minus 5x plus k. So that's the formula you used. No? So then I take it to one side. I'll just fast because before we found it, I'm just trying to explain you once again how to form it. Equals 0. So this was the equation. So instead of this k, I can put the value of it. Instead of this k also, I can put the value of it. So what is it? Minus 13x plus 5x minus 9 minus 13 equals 0. So what's the formula you're going to form there? 4x squared minus 13 plus 5 here. What's minus 13 plus 5? You can unmute and answer. Everyone make mistakes in the minus signs. What's the answer? Minus 13 plus. You can unmute. What's minus 13 plus 5? Minus what? Minus 8x. Come on, mute again. I'll have to call with your name. So what? Minus 9 minus 13 is how much? What's minus 9 minus 30? Huh? Sorry, it's plus 13, eh? Because you now the main question reason you are gonna make a mistake here is I took the k to other side without substituting it is minus 13. I didn't put here minus 30. So here can you see it's a negative sign and you are gonna put negative 13. So it's gonna be then what? Plus 13, okay? So it's gonna be what then? 13 minus 9 is how much? What's 13 minus 9?
So 4.
Plus 4. So now can someone solve this quadratic and say me the x value? Only they ask the coordinates. So can someone solve and say me the x value? What's the x value? Can you solve it? This won't take even 2 minutes to do it. What's the x value? Gamita, what is the x value? Vivek. What's the x value? 1 then.
1.
Yes. So when x is 1, what is y? How do you find y? You can substitute to any equation you like here. So if I take the first equation, y equals x squared minus 13x because I put the k value minus 9. 1 squared minus 13 minus 9. So 1 minus 13 minus 9 is how much? What's the value? 1 minus 13 minus 9. How much? Minus 21. So final answer you can write. So this is minus 21. 3 marks sammelana, final answer you right. So that's the p coordinate. Okay. Any doubts with this question? See, after the fourth question on us, it's gonna be a bit tough than the previous. Any doubts? Any doubts you all have? You can ask if you have any doubts. Gamita, any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. So that I hope that part is all clear. All right. Let's move on to the next question. So in the next question, I hope you can see clearly. So Figure 2 shows the plane view of a garden. The shape of the garden ABCDEA consists of a triangle ABE and a right angle triangle BCD joined to a sector BDE of a circle with a radius of 6 centimeters, 6 meters and center B. So this is from radian equation. මේ triangle එක දැක්ක ගමන් මතක් වෙන්න ඕනේ. Sector එක දැක්ක ගමන් rads වලින් තියෙන. So you have to remember the what equation for area. BDE. The question is about that. So what is it about? Find the area of the sector BDE. Give your answer to meter squared. So can you see BDE is a sector? So what's the area of a sector equation? Area equals what? Radian lesson, if you can remember, you know well. What's the equation of a sector? Kamita, what is illusion? Area equation for sector is what? Make it theta over 360 pi r squared. That's make it. Mean, what is it? You can unmute and talk. Any?
For the first equation. Theta over 360 2 pi r.
Okay. Use anyone saying that is the one to be used? Nilusha, is that the one to be used or the second one? And what's the reason? What's the reason? What to be used? What to be used, Gamita? You can talk. Say. Subject to go something. If you don't know. Which one to use this for this question? Look at the angle. Angle is in 1.3. It's 1.3 rads. So can you use the first one?
No.
So reason is, look at this carefully. The reason you can't use this is, for this equation, this angle is in degrees. 360 degrees වලින් නැති. එකෙන් මතක තියාගන්න පුළුවන් degrees තියෙනවා කියලා. මේක පුළුවන් use කරන්න angle එක degree තිබ්බා. Got it? So this is the equation for angle when it's in radians to use. Okay, that's clear, right? So I hope you are okay with that now. So we have to use half r squared theta. So if I use half r squared theta, so A equals half r squared theta. So half times 6 square times what? 1.3. Can someone type and say me the answer? This is gonna be interactive session, so I need your answers. You all have calcs. Can type fast and get me? Say me, 1%. What is it?
So I got 23.4.
Ella, could you open the door for me?
Good. So it's 23.4 meters squared. Okay. Do you understand now how to do this question?
Yes, sir.
So you understood why we use this formula also? Not the other one.
Yes.
If you have any questions, you can ask me. So find the size of the angle ABE. Next they're asking, find ABE. So how do you do this? Any suggestions how to follow up with the question? So first of all, see what is ABE. ABE. Angle. So what's the rule you have learned? By looking at it, you should know what's the rule. What's it? Gamita, what is the rule to use here to get the angle? What's the rule? Talk. What is the rule to use to get the angle? What's the rule?
So the sine rule.
Sine rule. Okay, sine rule දැම්ම තව angle එකක් තියෙනවා. Not
So
sine
can
rule.
you repeat the question?
Question is you need to make this triangle what I am mentioning. Okay, let's make it full screen. මෙන්න මේ triangle එකේ මේ angle එක හොයන්න මොකද්ද use කරන්න ඕන? Rule එක කියලා. ආයි පාරක්
Sir,
yeah.
we can use a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus
What is the
2b c
rule
cos.
called? I'm asking the name of it. What do you call that?
Cosine.
Cosine rule. So I can write 12.2 squared equals 10.8 squared 10.8 squared plus 6 squared minus 2 times 10.8 into 6 into cos theta. Okay. Now the best part of this question is, let's say, how do you subject this? You take the 10.8 square to other side as minus 6 square divided by this entire part comes as division. Remember that, don't take it as plus. Equals cos theta. Now when you type this in the cal, then we need the angle also. This angle also in rads, make a 1.3 rads. So what are you gonna do? You have to go to which mode in order to do that?
Degree.
Rad වලට ගිහිල්ලා type කරන්න cos inverse එක. So can someone type and say me? 12.2 squared minus 10.8 squared minus 6 squared entire thing divided by minus 2 times 10.8 times 6. So then cos inverse, make sure you are in red mode when you do cos inverse. What do you get? Here then theta.
Sir, we type this in the red mode, right?
Yes. The reason I'm saying to type it in red mode is you're gonna type cos inverse to find theta. So this angle we need it in theta. Understood? Radian. Radian. That's the answer. Okay. Is there anyone who doesn't understand how to get this? Anyone who doesn't understand?
Wait, so sir, to get the cos theta value, we do it in red mode, and then to get the final t value, we do it in degree.
No, you don't need to convert to degrees or anything. Get this answer.
You can do it in red mode.
Down to the rounded one, get this answer. Then cos inverse, you just answer. You're already in red mode, not degree mode. Got it? Do you understand or not? Midusha, do you understand how to get 1.4? Did you get it in the cal? Now, if you are in degree mode and type cos inverse, you won't get. Understood? Gamita, understood or not? You all understand or not? Gamita and Mihin.
Yes, sir. Understood.
So you have to type it in red mode, okay? Alright, so let's go into the next one. So make a 1 point. I'll just erase this and write what we found, the data we actually got. This one was 1.54. Okay. Now find the area of the garden giving your answer to the three significant figures. So how do you do? How to do that question? How to do? How to do? So, area of the garden. Any suggestions? This question comes, this is from the lesson what? Radiance. No? So, how to do? Nidusha, any leads how to do? Areas හොයන්න කියලා තියෙනවද? කොහොමද areas හොයන්නේ? දැන් first one එකේ මෙයාගේ area එක we found already, right? This guy is now out of the box. දැන් කවුද ඉන්නේ? Now what do you have? So you can find this angle also. මෙන්න මේ චූටි angle එකත් හොයන්න පුළුවන් නේ. If I mark it in red, මෙන්න මේ triangle එකේ මෙන්න මේ angle එක හොයන්න පුළුවන් නේ. Can you find it or not? Now, since you know this is 1.54, you are not in trouble to find the area of this part also. That's also okay. If I write the equations for this, those two, we found half r squared theta ne 6 squared into 1.3 තමයි sect එකේ area එක plus කවුද ඊළඟ එක්කෙනා triangle area half times AB sin C 10.8 into 6 into sin what? 10.6 into sin what? 1.54. Okay, that's the area of the that's gonna be the area of the triangle. Now we need to find the area of the which part? මෙන්න මේ small triangle එක හොයනවා. ඒක හොයන්න නම් මෙයා විතරයි දීලා තියෙන්නේ 6 කියලා. මෙන්න මේ angle එක හොයාගන්න පුළුවන්. What is that angle gonna be? What's that angle? මොකද angle එක වෙන්නේ? Can you say me this angle? And my angle එක කොහමද අපි හොයන්නේ?
So is it like the value for 180 minus the addition of 154 plus 1.3?
Okay. Yes. 180. We can take 180 if this was in all degrees. But in this case, you can't take 180. You have to take pi. Pi is 180 minus, and then here 1.3 plus. I just gonna put a bracket so that what's this angle? 1.54, right? Is that the angle we got before? Yes. So then it's gonna be pi minus 1.3 minus 1.54. So that's the angle of that particular part. So after that, from the angle, now if you know this angle, how can I find the area? Any leads for area, how to do?
Half into AB sin C.
Half times AB sin C. Make a 90 degree එකක්. So the AB කියන්නේ කවුද? එක side එක. We don't have one side also. දැන් මෙයා විතරනේ දාන්නේ side එකකට 6 විතරයි. How do you know the other? You can find the other if you want. How?
So you can use like the
BC, yes.
you can use opposite over hypotenuse.
So base if you base into height කියලා ගන්නත් පුළුවන් ඉතින් මේ දෙන්නම එතකොට හොයන්න ඕනේ. අත half into AB sin C දාන්න පුළුවන් can. So BC, how do you find it? What's the formula you're going to use if you want to find BC? BC is equal to what? Nah. adjacent and hypotenuse. What is that? Cos. So cos theta is equal to BC over BD, which is 6. So BC over 6 is equal to cos what? Pi minus, what is 1.3 minus 1.3 and 1.54 is how much? When you add, it's going to be 2.84. Then make a type කරද්දි red mode එකේ type කරන්න 6 into. So 6 times cos pi minus 2.84. Don't round it also. Get it for like more decimals. Alright, still we are not done with that. So if you got that, that's the distance of this. So how do you get the area now? How to get the area?
So don't we still need to find the height?
Yes, you can find the height also in the same way. You are just using tan, right? Okay, ඒකත් කරන්න ඕනේ. Pi minus 2.84 is equal to, it's not wrong. So DC over 6. Nah, tan නෙමෙයි තෝර දාන්න ඕනේ. What are you going to put there?
Sine.
So you have to put sine, not tan. So sine, what? Sine pi minus 2.84 is equal to DC over 6. So 6 times sine pi minus 2.84 is equal to DC. So you can find the area. DC DC. So half into what? 6 times, you can cos pi minus 2.84 into, you have to type this at once, okay? Again into 6 times sine, make sure you are in red mode, 2.84. So half times base times height. So I just used this base, this height. So since it's a right angle triangle, I can just divide the base and the height. Okay. So that's the area of, what is this answer actually? Can someone say me typing it? Red mode, you have to type it in red mode. If not, you're gonna make a mistake. What did you get? Is it 5 point something? What do you get when you type this? Samita, did you type? මේක ඕන තවත් ලේසි කරන්න. එන්න මේ 6 එකයි මේකයි කැපුණාම 3 වෙනවනේ. So 3 එකයි 6 එකයි එළිය වුණාම 18 වෙනවනේ. 18 bracket cos pi minus 2.84. Get that answer and multiply again. Get this entire answer and multiply it by 80 and again by sine pi minus 2.84. What do you get? Five 5.1054 and මේ ගාන එන්නේ. ඒතර ඔය ගාන මතක තියාගෙන උඩට ගිහිල්ලා අන්න කලින් පාර්ට් එකක් කරා නේද අපි? It's not there. So what was the two? Maybe. So this and this you have to add to that. So this plus what? 5.1054 0.10541. I just took it for more decimals so that the final rounding figure is accurate for 3 significant figures. Did you understand? So can you say me the answer after adding all those? What do you get? So 0.5 into 6 squared into 1.3, answer plus 0.5 into 10.8 into 6 into sine 1.54, answer plus 5.0541. Is it 60.89 something? What do you get? 60.89 something. So 3 significant round කරන්න කිව්වම 60.9 meters square. Doubts තියෙන කවුරු හරි ඉන්නවද? Do you have any doubts? Is there anyone with doubts who doesn't understand? You can ask any question if you don't understand. Any doubts? Nidusha, do you have any doubts?
No,
Hmm? How about Gamita? This is a hard question, so I'm asking if there's a part which is not clear, you can ask. So shall I move on to the next?
Sir.
Okay, Vivek, you also understood, right? Me? They are silent. Or?
yeah, sir.
All right. So let's go into the next question. So if you take the next question, in this question, you must show all the stages of working. Solutions rely on calculate technology are not acceptable. The line L with the equation y minus 5x equals 75. Hope you can see the image clearly. No? Is it clear for you? You can zoom and see. If it's not clear in my when I'm sharing, let me know. I can make it larger. Is it clear? Kamita, is it clear?
Now
Clear?
clear, sir.
Okay. So let me take it to one side. So it's easy for me to explain then on the other side. So here, you know, when the question comes, they're asking about find using algebra the coordinate of P and Q. PQ කියන මොනවාද? What is PQ? Intersection points, right? So if they're intersection points, how do you do? If they're intersections points, you're gonna equal the two equations simply. So this equation is gonna be y equals 75 plus 5x. And the equation is y equals 2x squared plus x minus 21. So we can just equal the two equations and solve this out. So how do you now do? So 75 plus 5x, I'm going to equal it with what? 2x squared plus x minus 21. So let's take all the terms to other side. 2x squared plus x minus 15x minus 21 minus 75. So this side is 0. You can equal if you want. You know that either side can be equal to 0. So yes, the usual way we'll put 0 to the other side. So this is going to be what? 2x squared minus 14x. What's minus 21 minus 75? Minus, what is it? Is it correct? Minus 76. no, sorry, minus 96. Now can someone solve this and say me the answer for x? කොහොමත් x values දෙකක් යනවා. Right, p and q නේ. p කියන්නේ p is going to be the negative number, q is going to be the positive number. So can you say me the answer? What are the, after you solve that, can you say me the answer? Davida, can you say me the quadratic answers? Here there. Me. Unmute and say. You will unmute it. All. So say me the quadratic answers what you get. Once you solve this question. What are the two answers? This is 75 minus 5x, right? So I have put plus. Okay, 2x plus. There's a mistake, right? What is the mistake here? So can you say this is 75 minus 5 plus 5x? So I took it to other side as 15 something. So that's wrong, right? Where did 15 come? So there's a mistake here. Let's try to solve it out from there itself. So after equaling the two things, 2x squared plus x minus 5x minus 21 minus 75 equals 0. So 2x squared minus 4x minus 96 equals 0. So can you say me the quadratic answers for those two? Now say. Vivek, can you say? X equals what and what?
So when I put in the cal, I got x equals 8 and x equals minus 6.
Good. So P a Q a what is it? P and Q. P is going to be the negative number, of course. So minus 6, Q is going to be 8. So read the question. Are they, so use algebra, coordinates of P. So you have to find y coordinate also. So let's put it to one of the equations here. So if you take the first equation, if it's minus 6, y is going to be what? 75 plus 5 times minus 6. So what's the y value? 75 minus 30 here. What's the value? 45. So when it is minus 6, P coordinate is going to be what? Minus 6 comma 45. Alright, let's go into the Q coordinate. So if you take the Q coordinate, we know that x is going to be 8. 5 times 8, 40. So 40 plus 75 is how much? 115, right? So Q coordinate is going to be 8 comma 150. Any doubts? Any doubts?
No, sir.
If it's not clear, you can ask any question. How about Midusha?
Clear, sir.
Okay. No doubts? So that means you're okay with the entire part? A part. Then B part තමයි toughest part. So how do you do? Let me select the entire thing and take it away. Okay. So since I know the coordinates, I wrote it there. I can do this afterwards. So now in the B part, they are asking The region R shows shaded in the figure is bounded by C and L in the x-axis. Find the inequalities to define the region. So they are asking you to define this line and this U shape and this line. So R as an inequality you have to define it. So if I color this R, it's somewhere here. So how do you define it there? How to define? So do you know the line equation of this line which is passing here? So it's below that. So it's below here. So you can, that equation of the L1 is what is it gonna be? Y minus 5x is equal to 75. So if you are not sure about it, you can take y minus 5x. It's gonna be below this line. So since it's below that line, y minus 5x is less than what? 75. That's one of the inequalities you need to know. The second one is gonna be, can you put less than or equals? Yes, because it's not a dotted line, it's a sharp line. So then this U shape, y, I'm not gonna put the sign, 2x squared plus x minus 21. So you can what? So it's below the U shape. U shape again. So it's gonna be below this. So I'm gonna put smaller than or larger than. What should I put? What should I put? Crocodile mouth should be open or like this towards y. Open now, close towards y. Since U shape එකට වඩා පල්ලෙහාන ඉන්නේ. ඒතකොට වෙන්නේ ඉතින් ඒ graph එකේ y එකට වඩා අඩුයි. ඒතකොට මෙන්න මේ sign එකෙන්. ඒතකොට equal දාන්න පුළුවන් because it's again a sharp graph. So then what is this line called? Y equals 0. So y should be what? Larger than or equals 0. ඔන්න ඔය inequalities තුන තමයි satisfy වෙන්නේ this region R. You understand or not? This region R is represented by these three inequalities. Any doubts? Anyone? So the question is asking, use the inequalities to define the region R. So it's gonna be x larger than or equals 0, y larger than or equals 0, and there's one more. What is that? So what is this? What is this place? What's that line? How do you find that, by the way? How do you find the place where the U shape crosses the axis? So you put y equals 0, right? How do you find? मैंने मैं equation එක බිඳුවට equal කරා. මෙන්න මෙයා. So 2x squared plus x minus 21 equals 0. ඔක උත්තර දෙකක් දෙනවනේ. එකක් තමයි positive එක, එකක් තමයි negative එක. ඒත් මේ line එකට වඩා අඩුයි. මේ පැත්තට නේ තියෙන graph එක. So x is equal to 3.5 is one answer, and other answer is x equals some positive number you get. So it's gonna be less than negative 3.5. So the other answer is gonna be what? X less than or equals negative 3.5. Any doubts? Vivek and Medusha and Gamita, any doubts you all have?
No, sir.
Okay. Why is it like Greek now? Becoming harder and harder. The paper. Okay. So I hope it's all clear for this question. So you have to write all the inequalities satisfies the R region. Okay, let's go into the next question, which is question number 7. So I hope you can see the question well. So let me make it larger if it's all right. So now this question, how do you do? So first part, f dash x. F dash x is what?
So differentiation.
So f dash x is differentiation. So differentiation of fx. So if you differentiate fx, how do you differentiate? 2x squared. So f dash x is gonna be, I'm gonna differentiate looking at here itself. So the 3 gets multiplied with the 2, 6. 6x squared minus 2kx plus 14 is the differential of what? F dash x. So that's part A. Hope everyone is clear with that. If you have doubts, ask. This is the simplest differentiation question. So next is what? F double dash x. That means you're going to differentiate this again. So 12x, because you multiply this with this, minus 2k. That's it, right? So if double dash is that. Alright, now we are going to the next part of the question. So they are asking the curve with the equation y equals f dash x intersects with y equals f double dash x at Bn. මේ part එක දෙන්න ගමන් intersects තිබ්බ ගමන් what do you do? එන්න මේ equations දෙක ඔය equal කරලා එකක් හදා ගන්නවා. So 12x minus 2k is equal to 6x squared minus 2kx plus 14. Okay. So now after equating, they say they intersect at 2 places. Given that x coordinate of A is 5. A is 5, you need to find B. Now how do you do? How to do? So I can take everything to one side. 6x squared minus 2kx minus 12x plus 2k plus 14 equals 0. So this is the equation. So since they have given one of the x values, A's x value is 5, 6 times 5 squared minus 2 times 5, 10k, I substituted, minus 12 times 5, 60, plus 2k plus 14 equals 0. Okay, so how do you do that afterwards? So 25 into 60 is 150. 150 minus 10k minus 60 plus 2k plus 14 equals 0. So then minus 8k equals, I'm going to subtract 150 by 60 and 14. So they become 104. I'm taking it to other side. So divide both sides by minus 8. K equals, what is 104 divided by 8? Come with it. 104 divided by 8 here.
Sir.
How much? 13, eh?
13.
Good. So K, B part is done. Hence find the coordinate of B. Then K එක දන්නවා නම් මෙන්න මේ form හදාගත්ත equation එක තියෙන. මෙන්න මෙයා. So මේව simplify කරලානේ අපි එතනට මෙන්න මේකට substitute කරනවා. So how do you do that? So first thing is 6x squared so 13, so minus 2 times k times x, minus 13 into 2 is what? Minus 26, ne? 26x minus 12x plus 2 times k is what? Again 26 plus 14 equals 0. So you can just form the quadratic equation. Minus what? 30 7, not 738. X plus, what's 26 plus 14? Here, 40. So can someone give me the answer for this quadratic? Anyways, one is gonna be 5. Other one only we need. Can you give me the answer for the quadratic
Oh,
equation?
3, sir.
What? What's the answer? Yeah, okay. What is it? 4 over?
4
What
over
is
3,
it?
sir.
Yes. So it's gonna be 4 over 3. So x equals 4 over 3. You are getting x equals 5, but since a is known, we need to find b. So b's x value is 4 over 3. Okay, now read the question. X with all the coordinates of b. So you have to find y also. So then go to the what equation are you gonna go? Now is the question. What equation are you gonna go to find y? මෙන්න මේ main එකට යන්න ඕනේ. Differentials වලට දාලා හරියන්නේ නැහැ. y කියන්නේ මෙයා. So y is equal to 2 3 over 4 to the power 3. Sorry, 4 over 3. No? So 4 over 3 to the power 3 minus k is known. K was 13. 13 times 4 over 3 plus 14 times 4 over 3 plus 24. So can you get me the y value or the x value? That is the same as y. What do you get when you substitute? Just put it to the cal and get me the answer. What's the answer? Ramit. Vivek, did you do? Try with the cal. I need the answer. Minus what? What's it gonna be the answer? Minus 10. So the coordinate is 4 over 3 comma minus 10. Any doubts? How to do the question? So 2, 5, 8 marks for the entire 7th question. Okay. Okay, let's go into the next one. If you have doubts, you can ask. Do you have? Do you have any doubts, Vivek?
Not at all, sir.
Let's go into the 8th question. 8th one. C1 curve is given. Sketch the C1. Show your coordinates of any point of intersection with the coordinate axis. So how do you draw this? So here they are asking y equals 4x to the power 4 minus x squared. So sketching graphs. So looking at this graph, can you see it's a what? X to the power 3 graph, right?
So it will be a cubic graph, right? Because when you multiply all the values.
Yes. If you multiply, you get 4x minus x to the power 3. It's x to the power 3 graph here. Got it? So x to the power 3 graphs will go how? Will it go minus x to the power 3 will go as this way? Yes. Positive x to the power 3 will go like this. So now here, how do you sketch it now? Is the question. So you have the two axes. Alright? Y and x. So here, when y0, what is the answer? y0 nama? කොහොමද ගන්න? y0 නම් මොකක්ද දෙන්නේ? 0 equals x bracket 4 minus x squared. එතකොට x equals 0 නැත්නම් 4 minus x squared equals 0. So x squared equals 4 and you get two answers. Root 4 can, you get two answers. What are those two? Plus minus 2. Okay. So plus minus 2 means you get plus 2 and minus 2. Okay. Then when x is 0, this is when y is 0. X is 0 now. Y equals 0 bracket 4 minus 0 square. So of course it's going to be 0. So this is the other coordinate. So these three are the coordinates of intersection. Now how are you going to draw the graph? How to draw the graph? So it's going to come like this. Go down from here. Go up and go down. Do you understand or not? Nidusha Mihin and Gamita. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So that's how you sketch the A part. Question is done. Next, coordinates में label करना होने लकुन तो नमक जानना. If you don't label, you don't get the marks. Okay. Next is the curve C2 has a equation y equals a over x, where a is a constant. Show that the x coordinate of the point of intersection of C1 and C2 satisfies the equation x squared minus 4x squared plus a equals 0. So for this, of course, you have to, if they intersect, x coordinate of points.
So you can equalize both equations, right?
Here. After that, a over
And
x
then
side, and then equal a over x to the x bracket 4 minus x squared. Okay. ඊට පස්සේ මොකද කරන්නේ? Then I can take the x to other side. A equals x to the power 2 bracket 4 minus x squared. If I expand it more, x to the power 4x squared minus x to the power 4. Then take everything to one side. Simple. X power 4 minus 4x squared plus a equals 0. That's the simplest question you could get, and it's 1 mark. Okay. Hope there's no doubts. Any doubts you all have? I just equal the 2 because why? They are asking the intersection point. So when you equal only, you can get the intersection point. Okay. So next is, hence find the range of the possible values of A for which C1 and C2 at 4 distinct points. 4 distinct points you are x to the power 2. X to the power what is there? 14. X to the power 2. So how do you find it? You're going to equal it to b squared minus 4ac, right? B squared minus 4ac. So what's it going to be? B is going to be this. C is going to be this. A is going to be 1. So minus 4 squared minus 4 times 1 times A. Okay. So it's going to be 16 minus 4A. So I just got the b squared minus 4a. So is there any relationship between that and, so this means if it has 4 distinct points, that means b squared minus 4ac is larger than 0. Do you understand that? Because එකකට දෙකක් තියෙන නිසානේ හතරක් එන්නේ. ඒක තේරෙනවද? x to the power 4 නෙවෙයි. So then I can take it write it like this. So then 16 larger than 4a. Then divide both sides by 4. A is smaller than what? 4. A is smaller than 4, but you need to know A can become 0 also, no, A is a constant. So A should be what? A should be a value less than 4, but more than 0. That's the range of what? That's the range of A. Possible values for A. It can be either 0 to 4. Do you understand? Oh no. Vivek. Do you understand? Kamita, can you understand? If it's not clear, you can ask any place.
Yes, I understand.
Alright, then let's move on to the next. Ninth question. Again, it's gonna be 9 marks. So given that A has coordinate 4, 2, this is coming under what? Straight lines and straight line part. So given that point A has coordinate 4, 2, let me share the entire question with you. 4, 2, and the point B has coordinate 15, 7. The line L1 passes through AB. Find the equation of L1, giving your answer in the format they asked. The part 2 is going to be L2 passes through A and is parallel to x-axis. So parallel to x-axis means gradient is going to be 0. No? And the point C lies on L2, so that the length of BC is 5 root 2. Find the possible pairs of coordinate of C. Okay, let's try the first part first of all. Okay, so to do that, you need to first find the gradient. How do you find the gradient? How to find the gradient? What's the formula to use?
So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x.
Yeah. So 4, 2 and 15, 7. So m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So I'll straight away take those and write 7 minus 2 divided by 15 minus 4. Okay, right? So that's going to be 5 over what? 11.
11.
Okay, so y equals mx plus c. This is coming from O levels. I think you can remember all of these. So y equals 5 over 11x plus c. So then what is y? And x, you can take any coordinate you like. I'll take the 4 and 2, which is easy. So 2 is going to be the y value of it. 5 over 11 times 4 plus c. 2 minus 20 over 11. What's it? Can someone say me the c value? What is it? 2 over 11. So that's the formula, but you can't keep it like this. You have to multiply both sides by 11. 11y equals 5x plus 2. Then take all the terms to one side and write it in this format. So I'm going to take 5x to 5x minus 11y minus 2 equals 0. So that's going to be the answer for the first part of the question. Any doubts? This is going to be plus 2. Ne? We didn't come from other side. We stays in this side. Okay. Any doubts with that question? 5x minus 11y plus 2. Hope it's all clear. Any doubts you all have? Any doubts?
No, sir.
So this is the answer for the part A. Alright. So let's move on to the next part of the question. So part 2. The line L2 passes through A and is parallel to x-axis. The point C lies on L2 so that the length of BC is 5 root 2. So now we know that L2 passes through A. What is the A coordinate? 4, 2. And is parallel to x-axis. If some line is parallel to x-axis, the line geometric coordinates done on x and y. If it is parallel to x-axis, මෙහෙමනේ යන්නේ. එතන y equals කියලානේ ගන්න. y equals something. එහෙමනේ යන්නේ parallel lines to x axis. So it's going to be y equals some number. So this is y equals 0 actually. Y equals 0 is parallel to x axis. Y equals 1 is parallel to x axis. So L2 passes through A and is parallel to x axis. So if it passes through A, that means it has a coordinate of what? Y is 2. So y equals 2 can be its equation. You understand? So passes through A and is parallel to x axis. The point C lies on L2, so that length of BC, B to C, is 5 root. What is BC? 5 root 5. So if I take the L1 line, if I draw a sketch and explain you this whole scenario. So L1 line what we found, can you say me when x is 0 what is y? What is it? When x is 0 what is y? Minus 2 over මේකේ මොකද්ද වෙන්නේ? x 0 වෙද්දි මෙතන මොකද්ද වෙන්නේ? x 0 x 0 වෙද්දි minus 11 y equal plus 2 equals 0, so 2 over 11. So let's say 2 over 11 is somewhere here. Okay, then when y is 0 what is x? It's gonna be minus 2 over 5. Sorry, when x is 0, sorry, I did a mistake. It's 2 over 11 somewhere here. When y is 0, it's gonna be minus 2 over 5. So minus 2 over 5 is where? I'm just trying to write it in the mx plus c format. When x is 0, 5 times 0 minus 11y plus 2 equals 0. So it's going to be minus 11y equals minus 2, y equals 2 over 11. When y equals 0, 5x minus 0 plus 2 equals 0. So 5x equals minus 2 divided by 5. So minus 2 over 5 is somewhere here. මම නිකන් sketch එකක් අඳගන්න L2 line එක පෙන්නන්න. This is L1 line. Okay. Then they say find the equation. L2 line passes through A. What is A coordinate? 4 and 2. So ඒක මේකෙත් තියෙනවා. L1 එකත් කැපිලා යන්නේ ඒකෙන්නේ. So let's say A is that. Passes through A and is parallel to x-axis. Parallel to the x-axis. So it goes like this. So C is a point lies on L2, so that the length of BC is 5 root. So C is a point which lies on L2. So L2 කියන්නේ මෙන්න මේ කොහෙන් හරි යන line එකක් කියලා හිතාගන්න. මෙන්න මේ කොහේ හරි තියෙන එකක් අපි දන්නේ නැහැ. එයා තමයි C. එයාගේ x එකයි y එකයි අපි දන්නේ නැහැ. Okay. So but we know the y, not x. What is y? Y is 2. Why do I say like that? Because if line L2 is parallel to x-axis, it passes through A. ගේ එක coordinate එකක් තමයි 4, අනිත් එක තමයි 2. මෙයාගේ y එකම තමයි මෙයාට තියෙන්නේ. ඒක parallel මෙහෙම යන්නේ. So it just goes like this. So now how do you do? Since they have given the distance equation, I can apply distance equation there. They say point C lies on L2 such that the length of BC is 5 root 5. So I can write the formula. මතකද x minus a squared plus x minus b squared. So 15 minus x squared. What is 15? 15 is the b's code, because b and c, no? C coordinate is unknown. Make b කොහේ හරි තියෙනවා මේ කොහේ හරි. So c මෙතන x minus 15 minus b. So then 7 minus y squared is equal to length is what? 5 root 5 squared. Remember the distance equation? You might ask what is this formula what I am using. So can you remember some equation you learned when you have 2 points plus y2 minus y1. Can you remember that formula? So I am just applying that for B and C coordinates. C coordinate we don't know. So B actually I'm trying to put. So instead of putting y here, I can straight away put 2 because I know that it's parallel. So I can now 15 minus x squared is equal to 5 root. What is 5 root 5 squared? 125 minus 7 minus 2 is 5. 5 squared is 25. So you take it to other side. So it's going to be 100. So 15 minus x squared is equal to 100. Okay. Now you can root both sides. So it's hard for me to do it here. Let's erase it and take it up. Okay, so I'll just take it from there. So 15 minus x is equal to root 100. So you know that root 100 can be what? Plus 10 or minus 10. So 15 minus x is equal to plus 10, or 15 minus x equals minus 10. So x is equal to 15 minus 10, which is 5, or x is equal to 25. So both possible pairs of coordinate of C. Now x is 5. What is it? When x is 5, what is y? How do you find? X එකක් හම්බ වුණා, තවත් x එකක් හම්බ වුණා. So you have to find for both. So to get the y value for this, you can substitute in here. What formula? What formula are you gonna apply to get the y values? You don't need to get y values. Why? As I said, when you take the graph, it is parallel to x axis කියවනේ. ඒතර y එක 2 නේ උනේ අර a එකේදී. ඒ 2 එකෙන්ම තමයි c එකෙත් කැපිලා යන්නේ. So 5, 2 is one coordinate. Other coordinate is 25, 2. Got it? Because both are in L2 line. Do you understand or no? Any doubts? Any doubts? Anyone? If it's not clear, ask. Okay. Now the last part is finding the area. How do you find? How to do that? So now you know some of the coordinates. Again, so if I draw the sketch of it. අපි දැනගත්ත B ඉන්නේ කොහෙද කියලා දන්නවා 4 2 and C ඉන්නේ කොහෙද කියලා දැනගත්තා because 5 2 and 25 2. So D A B C. So A is the point 4 2. Okay, this is A 4 2. Then B is the point 15 7. मैं आती हूँ B. Then I'm wrong. So if I label A, it's wrong. Yeah. So let's label it like this: 4 2 somewhere here. That's A. And 15 7 somewhere here. That's B. Then A B C. C was what? What's C? We just found the C coordinates. One was 5, 2 and another one was 25, 2. So they are asking find the minimum possible value for ABC triangle. So minimum possible value is when you get the largest x or the lowest x. the lowest x, which is 5, 2. So C එක තියෙන්නේ 5 2. Somewhere here, let's say C. So it's the triangle like this. So 5, 2. So 5, 2 means it's on the, sorry, it's on the same place as where this guy is, C. So you are getting a triangle like this. So එතකොට මේ gap එක දන්නවා නම් මෙන්න මේ height එක දන්නවා නම් you can use half into base into height. So half times what's B's coordinate is 15, C's coordinate is 5. So 15 minus 5, sorry, B's coordinate is 15, A's coordinate, sorry, that's A's coordinate, no? So it's 2 minus 7 minus 2, right? 5 minus 2. There is a mistake somewhere. Where is that? Let's use the number line correctly. Plotting every point sharply. So 4, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4, 2 is here. 15 is somewhere here and 7 is somewhere here, let's say. So that's 15, 7. Then C is 2 and 5 and 2. So I took 4, 2 and 5, 2 is same place like this. So it's going to be a triangle like this. You understand? So this gap we need to know and this height we need to know. So half times this gap is of course 5 minus 4. Why? This is 5 and 2. This is 4 and 2. So x-axis gap into what's the height? B's coordinate was 7. So 7 minus 2, 5. So just easy. Half times 1 times 5. It's 2.5. Is the area. Any questions? You have to sketch the graph in a small way. If not, it's hard to understand. Okay, shall I go on to the next? Any doubts you all have? So for this, they have said minimum. ඒක නිසා තමයි මම 5 2 ගත්තේ. If not, if they ask maximum, you can take 25 2 because highest value of C is 25. So I took 5 to 5 because of they asking minimum. Okay. Any doubts? So one before the last question. So the curve C, let me make it full screen for you. The curve C, you all are there, right? Not sleeping? Gamita, Nidusha and Mihin. You can unmute and talk. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. The curve C has an equation y equals fx where x is larger than 0. Given that f dash x is given, point P lies on C. Find the equation of normal to C at P. Give your answer in the format of this question comes every year. There is no chance you can skip it because why? So hope you can see the question well in your screen. Can, right? So f dash means what? Dy over dx. So how do you do this then? Sanna kawura innawa nan kiya කොහොමද කරන්නේ? ඒක හැම පාරම එන question එක. කොහොමද කරන්නේ? Is there anyone who knows how to do this question? Or any clues? You have any clues how to do? Any clues? You can say Gamita.
No, sir.
Okay. දැන් මේකේ මොනවද අහන්නේ ඉස්සෙල්ලා කියන්න මට. මේක dy over dx කියලා ඉක්වේෂන් එකක් දීලා තියෙනවා. ඊට පස්සේ අහනවා පොයින්ට් එකකුත් දීලා තියෙනවා p වල. find the equation of normal. දැන් ඔයා මෙන්න මේ point එකේ 4 මෙතනට දාලා substitute කළොත් මොකක්ද වෙන්නේ? එන්නේ මොකක්ද? ඒ එන්නේ gradient එකක් when x is 12 නේ. ඔන්න ගන්නකො f dash x is equal to 6 times අපි ඒ term එක දාමු. 6 times 4 minus okay 2 what is 2 times 4? 8 නේද? මම එතන bracket එකක් දාලා එක් කරන්න. 8 minus 1 2 times 3 3 times 4 12 12 plus 2 3 times 4 12 12 plus 2 is 14 divided by 2 මෙතන minus එකක් තියෙනවා නේද? I messed it up in the beginning writing. So f dash x is equal to 6 times 3 is 18 1 කෙලිම 18 වෙනවා minus 2 times root 4 is what 2 නේද? I just substituted 4 to these x places. Okay, that's what I did. So 18 minus 7 into 14 divided by 4. Okay, 18 minus 7 here. What's the value you get when you subtract 18 minus 7? Here then. Or did I do a mistake somewhere? Did I do a mistake? Did I do a mistake anyway? Let's write the formula once again. F dash x equals 6 times 4. Yes, I did 18 in the 2 times 4 minus 1 3 times 4 plus 2 divided by 2 root 4. So then 24 minus 8 minus 1 can 7 into 12 plus 2 can 14 divided by 4. What do you get? If one 2 කරන්න පුළුවන් මෙයාව 7 කරන්න පුළුවන් 24 minus 3.5. What is it? Sorry, 49 over 2. I did a mistake there also. 24 minus 49 over 2. So what's the answer you get when you subtract? Minus half. May හම්බෙන්නේ tangent එකේ gradient එක. Do you understand or not? Curve එකක equation එකක් නෙමෙයි fx කියලා දීලා තියෙන්නේ. f dash x කියන්නේ dy over dx of the curve at x4. ඒතර curve එකක් තිබ්බොත් මෙහෙම x4 වෙද්දි මෙයාගේ gradient එක තමයි මෙතන sorry x4 වෙද්දි ඒ curve එකේ තියෙන gradient එක තමයි මේ curve එකක් නා x4 වෙද්දි ආයි gradient එක මෙතන හොයාගත්තා x4 වෙද්දි. ඒතර මෙතන තියෙන gradient එක tangent එකේ gradient එක්ක equal. I hope you can remember. But in the question they are asking normal's gradient which cuts that 4 place. You understand? So what are you going to use then? That perpendicular equation, can you remember? m1 into m2 equals minus 1. Gamita, can you remember that? So normal's gradient is equal to minus 1 divided by minus half. So it's going to be 2. Did you understand that or not? You don't understand? Ask. Did you understand why it's 2? Midusha. Understood why it's 2? Okay. So then you can write y is equal to 2x plus c කියලා ලියලා with tangent equation. Tangent එක කැපෙන p නේ. p की coordinates දාලා c හොයන්න. 12 is equal to 2 times 4 plus c. So 12 minus 8 equals c. c equals what? 12 minus 8 is how much? 4. So y is equal to 2x plus 4 is the normal equation. Any questions? This is a question which comes every time. You need to know how to do. Any questions, Gamita? Anyone has questions? Okay, so that's it with that part. Let's go into the next one. All right, so next question is going to be f dash x. So that means I need to integrate this. So 6x minus, I'm going to expand that. That's going to be 6x squared plus 4x. So මෙයාගෙන් වැඩි කළා, මෙයාගෙන් වැඩි කරනවා. ඊට minus 3x minus 2 over 2x to the power half. Then I can write 6x squared minus x minus 2. I can break these into several parts and write also. Got it? So this is 1, this is 3. So 3x to the power, what is 2 minus half? 3 over 2. මම මේ subtract කළා powers දෙක. 3 over 2. Because 2 minus half is 1.5. Minus 1 over 2 x to the power, මෙතන 1. 1 minus half is half. Minus 1 x to the power minus half. I just took the x term up. කැපුණා මේකේ. දැන් මෙයාව integrate කරන්න පුළුවන්. ද ඒක කරන්න කලින් ඉස්සරහට term එක ගේන්න බෑනේ පල්ලෙහාට. තේරුණාද? Now expand with the term. So it's going to be minus 3x 3 over 2 plus 1 over 2x half plus 1x to the power minus half and 6x. Now you can integrate the whole thing. So how do you integrate? Basically, integration is the easiest topic in the entire book. Because we have only a few things in AS. A2L තමයි අමාරු parts. So how do you integrate this? 6x squared divided by 2 minus 3x 3 over 2 plus 1 here 5 over 2. So 5 over 2 divided by 5 over 2. Then plus 1 over 2 x to the power half plus 1 කියන්නේ 3 over 2. ඒක ආයි 3 over 2 වලින් බෙදනවා. Plus x minus half plus 1 කියන්නේ half. Again divided by half. Plus c. Do you have any doubts in understanding integration? ඊට පස්සේ simplify කරන්න. 1යි 3යි. So 3x squared. Then it's going to be minus 6 over 5. Now you might ask, how am I getting 6? You multiply top and bottom by 2. X to the power 5 over 2. Plus this and this get cancelled because when you multiply by 2 top and bottom, it's 1 over 3 x to the power 3 over 2 plus 2 x to the power half. Can you hear me? Hope you can hear me well. Can you hear me? Gamita, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
If it drops, let me know if it's not clear. Okay, then, so did I simplify it further? Oh, make it equals y. තාම ඉවර නැහැ. To get the 6 marks, you have to continue. C හොයාගන්න එපානේ. C කියලා දාන්න බෑ. So everything else is correct. දැන් මේ x ටයි y ටයි දාන්න ඕනේ අර t ගේ coordinate එක. 4යි 12යි. ඊට පස්සේ c හොයාගන්න. Do you understand that? So මේ part එක මුලින්මත් කරලා ඒ ටිකත් කරන්න ඕනේ ඉතින්. If you want to. So how do you do that? Okay, let me change my headset. Give me a second. Alright. Can you hear me well, right? Can you hear Midusha? Gamita, can you hear?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. I changed the headset, that's it. Okay. 12, so y is 12. 12 is equal to, may y වෙනුවට මම දැම්මා අර x මේකේ value equals to 3 bracket 4 to the power 2 minus 6 over 5 4 to the power 5 over 2 plus 1 over 3 4 to the power 3 over 2 plus 2 4 to the power 1 over 2 plus 6. මෙන්න මේ full set එකේම answer එක හොයලා එහා පැත්තට ගෙනියන්න ඕනේ අඩු කරනවා. ඊට c will be equal to what? 16 over 50. Still not the complete answer. ආයෙ ලියන්න ඕනේ y equals 3x squared minus 6 over 5x 5 over 2 plus 1 over 3 x 3 over 2 plus 2x half plus 16 over 50. ඔන්න ඔයගොල්ලෝ තමයි 6 marks හම්බෙන්නේ. අර ඔක්කොම ටික කරන්න ඕනේ to get the 6 marks. Do you understand? එතන ප්‍රශ්න දෙකටම 10. So this question usually comes integration එකක් දීලා ඔයගෙන් equation එක අහන c value එකත් එක්ක ඔයාලා ලියන්න. Any doubts? Gamita, Midusha. Vivek had left it since. Any doubts? I know the last two
No,
three
sir.
questions are going to be really hard. So you need to keep doing and until you're okay, you have to repeat those questions. Last 2-3 are really hard because they carry a lot of marks also. Okay, the last question, let's move on. All right. So let me share the entire screen for you. Okay, how do you do this? Hope you can see. So how to do? So figure 4 shows a sketch of the part of C1 with the equation x is measured in radians, p shows the maximum point C1, find the p. So make a කරන්න කලින් first you need to know sine graph එක. මට කියන්න පුළුවන් sin 90 වෙද්දි කීයද, sin 180 වෙද්දි කීයද, sin 270 වෙද්දි කීයද, 360 වෙද්දි කීයද කියලා? Can someone say? Can you say me? What is it gonna be? What is sin 90? What's sin 90? 1. What's sin 90? You need to say me. What is 90? Sin 90 is 1. So it goes like this. Ne? Hope you can remember those. Can you remember how to draw the graph of a sin x graph? Sin 180 is 0. So at 180 it cuts the curve. So now what happens? This is 12 sin x. 12 sin x means, what do you do? Mean any idea? So all the x values, if you have if a f x, all the terms get multiplied by a. So 12. So here 1 will become, when it is 90, 1 will become now 12. So it will go like this. Minus 0 will anyways be 0 because multiplying 0 by 0 by 0 by 12 won't change. Minus 1 become minus 12. So your graph will go something like this thing. Do you understand? So that's how the 12x graph goes. now then කියලා දුන්නේ ඉඳ p කියන ලේසින් what is p first එක නෙමෙයි second එක ඒ කියන්නේ මෙහෙම ගිහින් ආයි උඩට යනවානේ මේක මෙහෙම යනවානේ so ඒක වෙන්නේ කොතනද 360 plus 90 නේද what is 360 plus 90 450 so at 450 only it comes to this place so the second one this is so 450 comma what then you had write it in rads right can you see sketch measured in radians so the 450 over 180 pi තමයි angle එක 450 over 180 pi is what and 12 why is it 12 because you know it's 12 sin x is there anyone who doesn't understand how to get this term Midusha, do you understand 5 over 2 pi okay term එක වෙන 5 over 2 pi comma 12 p coordinate එක ඒක ගත්ත හැටි තේරෙන්නේ නැති කවුරු හරි ඉන්නවද is there anyone who doesn't understand Gamita, do you understand
Yes, sir.
let's move on to the next part then find the coordinate p so how do you do the next one so curve 2 has an equation y equals 12 sin x plus k where k is a constant given that maximum value of y equals y on c2 is 3 find the coordinate of minimum point c2 so make it they're asking you the minimum point so 12 sin x the minimum point is going to be this place now so what was this coordinate what 270 comma minus 12 okay ආවේ කලින් so plus k so now they are saying given that the maximum value of y is c2 is 3 given that the maximum value of y is 3 so for you know that maximum value was 12 for it to be 3 what should the k be k කවුද වෙන්න ඕනේ 3 වෙන්න නම් 12 එක 3 වෙන්න නම් 12 plus k කියන number එක එකතු වුණාන් පස්සේ තමයි 3 වෙන්නේ so k එක කීයද වෙන්න ඕනේ 3 minus 12 නේ minus what 9 so if k is minus 9 they are asking find the coordinate of the minimum point of smallest minimum maker so if k is 9 what is the minimum point gonna be 270 comma it won't be minus 12 this time it will be what will it be it won't be minus 12 reason is from this part you got minus 12 but because this is minus 9 it will be minus what 21 do you understand or no so this is going to be minus 21 again because of the k the 12 became 3 days ඒක නිසා minimum point එක ඇත්තද මොකද වෙන්නේ minus 3 minus 9 minus 12 minus 9 is minus 21 so that's going to be the smallest minimum positive x coordinate so c3 is the equation this b is the positive constant they have given b is the positive constant so if it's a positive constant how do you do given that pi over 4 and a is a constant minimum point c3 has a smallest possible x find a so in order to do this pi over 4 comma a where a is a constant is the minimum point on c3 which has smallest possible x so they say y is equal to 12 sin x plus b and pi over 4 is the smallest possible constant and is minimum point c3 so minimum point c3 which has the smallest possible x coordinate So make sure you have to write all your answers in red, okay? Before I wrote 270, you have to divide by 180 and multiply by pi. So don't keep your answers as degrees. It's easy to do questions in degrees, but not keep it as that. So smallest possible x coordinate. So here, you know, it's a vertical horizontal translation. So if it's a horizontal translation, if it was sine 12 sine theta, smallest possible x coordinate is how much? It was actually 45 and a. අපි degrees වලින් ගත්තොත් මේක එන්නේ 45 comma something like a. So you know 12 sine theta කියමුකෝ. 12 sine theta කිව්වොත් අපි හොයාගත්තනේ කලින් ඒක ඒ graph එකේ යද්දි කැපෙන්නේ කොහෙන්ද? මෙහෙම යනවා මෙහෙම යනවා. So it actually went to place where which was what? Which was actually minus 90, 180, so 270. So this was actually 90 comma 12. It was 12. So this was 270 comma minus 12. Now in this case 12 sine x plus b. So what happens to the x values here? Because of this translation, it goes to this side. So it goes to this, move to this side. But we don't know by how much angle it has moved. But here they say minimum value of a pi over 4 comma a, where a is a constant. Minimum value of C3 has a positive x constant. So minimum value of a, to find it, you know that you have to go to this side now. So for it to be, it has become 45 then. Okay. And y will be what? If it goes 45 to this side, it will be what? Positive 12 or negative 12? A will be negative 12. So a is equal to negative 12. So that's the A part answer. Then the B part of the question is asking, find the smallest possible value for B. So smallest possible value. Make a So what is the smallest possible value? What it can be? Any suggestions? Smallest possible value is what? Smallest, make it 270 comma 12. So since it's 45 degrees gonna go to the left side, 270 will become what? 270 minus 45. What is that value? 270 minus 45 is 225. So 225 will be the x coordinate. So you can't write it in degrees. So 225 you have to divide by 180 and put 5. So that's the smallest possible coordinate of smallest possible value for B. So what is that going to be then? 5 over 4 pi. Did you understand? Gamita, Midushan, is it hard?
Yes.
Last few questions are really hard. Is it? If there's a place where you want me to explain again, ask me. I'll explain. Can you hear me? Gamita, you can hear? Is there
Yes,
a
sir.
part which is not clear for you? You want me to explain again? So we are
No,
done
sir.
with it. All right then. So hope everything was clear. If you have any doubts, you can ask. And if you have any school hard stuff also, you can just send me screenshots, and on the class I'll discuss everyone. Whatever questions you come across on the group, you can put, and every Friday I'll do and I'll discuss. Okay. Okay then. If you have any questions related, you can ask. Any? I hope no questions there. So let's wind up for today. I actually completed the entire paper of 2024 June P1. Okay, next day we'll do P1 of January. January 2024. All right then. So let's. So we'll meet. If you have any questions, you can ask. None of you all have. You can unmute and talk now. Have any questions? Namita,
No, sir.
Idusha, you have?
No, sir.
Have?
No, sir.
Okay then. So next time I'm gonna do 2024 Jan. You have to do and keep. Okay. All right then. So I'll wind up for today. So we'll catch up on next Friday again. All right then. See ya.